Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 13 of Seed 540. So before we begin here, again, a couple of course administration points. As a reminder, the videos and discussion board questions are due to Wednesday of your assigned week. Don't forget, this is your time to practice moderating the discussion board, so please make sure you're keeping up on the moderation end of this assignment. This week, we're going to have Andrew and Maeve discussing miscellaneous topics. And a second point for the course administration here, be sure to check out the course calendar. We have some important due dates coming up. I would also like to draw your attention to the announcements section on the Blackboard site. Please be sure you are checking out the announcements because I will have important course updates here within the next couple of weeks. Okay, as we begin this unit here, our lead-in question, what is your attitude toward tests? Do you see them as an opportunity to assess your learning, even if they aren't graded? So as you know, here in this course, we have some quizzes each week that aren't graded, but do you use them as an opportunity to assess your own learning? And do you see this as a useful exercise in evaluating your own learning? Are you going to be perhaps doing something similar for your own students in your own courses? All right, so for week 13 here, we have chapter 14 in the big book. That's going to be our only reading here this week. This is going to be a fairly light week. It's a holiday week. And I want to make sure that we're really focusing our attention on the miscellaneous topics group. So there will be no questions this week in the discussion board aside from the topics group. Be sure to watch their video and answer their questions, but that's going to be the only thing posted in the discussion board here this week. Similarly, there will not be a quiz here this week. Again, it's a holiday week. The topic here this week is a topic that you're going to be seeing in subsequent courses here in the SEED program. I just want to provide an introduction to this topic. We're not going to dive deep into it with the understanding, again, that you're going to be seeing and exploring this topic in greater detail in subsequent courses. The assignments here, make sure that you get that equity paper in. It's going to be due on November 22nd. If you need an extension, please contact me as soon as possible. I know this is a holiday week and folks may be traveling or may have other plans here this week. And if you do need an extension, I understand. Just please let me know. And also make sure that you're beginning the case study project. Go through the material that's there at Blackboard. If you have any questions about it, please let me know. All right, just a couple comments on the tasks. Again, we're just going to be having the miscellaneous topics group here this week in the discussion board. Please do not forget to do your self-assessment rubric for your theory into practice presentation. I'm going to be using this self-assessment to determine your final grade for this project. So it's very, very important that you complete the self-assessment rubric. I am going to be sending folks their self-assessment rubric through the email in Blackboard. So please be sure that you are looking at your email inbox in Blackboard for that self-assessment rubric. Please complete it and then send it back to me as soon as possible. I'd like to be able to get these back to you in a timely fashion. And if you have any questions about how to complete the self-assessment rubric, please let me know. Again, we have the equity reflection paper due in Blackboard on November 22nd. Again, if you need an extension, please let me know. And we have the Blackboard submission for the application case study and student application project by December 1st. So we've got quite a few things here in short order. If you're having difficulties completing these assignments, please let me know. I know that this is kind of a crazy busy time of the year for a lot of people. And the more of a heads up I have, the better I can help you in coming up with alternative due dates. For this unit, assessment practices, we're going to be looking at 5 principles as part of the APA Top 20 Principles. We have here Principle 5, acquiring long-term knowledge and skill is largely dependent on practice. Principle 6, clear, explanatory, and timely feedback to students is important for learning. The next three here are specific to the concept of assessment practice. We have here Principle 18, formative and summative assessments are both important and useful, but require different approaches and interpretations. That one is going to be key. Please focus on that one as you're reading through the material. Principle 19, student skills, knowledge, and abilities are best measured with assessment processes grounded in psychological science with well-defined standards for quality and fairness. As you'll notice in this chapter here, quite a bit of detail goes into how you create various types of questions, and all of these techniques are grounded in psychological science. And finally, Principle 20, making sense of assessment data depends on clear, appropriate, and fair interpretation. Okay, so in this chapter, I'd really like to have you focus on two things. The first thing I'd like to have you focus on is making sure that you understand the difference between formative and summative assessments. As I mentioned before, we're not going to be going into great detail into this particular concept of assessment practices, but I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I need to have you all understand the difference between formative and summative as part of this course. The second thing I'd like to have you focus on here is to make sure that you understand the concept of backward design. This is on page 609. Again, a fundamental bedrock concept I really need to have everyone come away with in this chapter. And you'll be using this concept as you move forward here in the SEED program. All right, that's it for now. Please feel free to text me if you have any questions or concerns. There is my telephone number. Hopefully everyone is keeping up the motivation, keeping up the intensity here as we head into the home stretch. And hope everyone has a very happy and relaxing holiday here this week. Happy studying.